pepper.
No pepper?
No pepper. So I bought this old townhouse in Douarnenez because I wanted it to serve as an exemplar for how we must address the housing crisis, the crisis of too many properties that use too much energy, that are damp and almost insanitary. Lots of people dream of a little house in the country, but the thing is, I did live in a little house in the country for an awful long time, and I decided when I moved to France that I would live in a town. And I think that living in towns is actually the best way to live. It means you hardly ever need to use a car. You can live close to shops and schools and other services and go out in the evening, just walk along to the local bar and come back. It doesn't matter how late that is. You don't need to worry about drinking and driving. Unfortunately, earlier this year I ruptured my Achilles tendon, and so for a long time I was in plaster and hobbling around. And considering this is a 4-storey house, that made living here rather difficult. So there's been no work on the house, and so there have been no videos about the work on the house either. And there have been no videos about going sailing because I couldn't go sailing with my leg in plaster. But there was something else that was going on as well. I've been writing a book. This is my second book, and it's called Sailing the Shallows. Here it is. You can pre-order it. It's actually will be out this year. And it's a series of sailing passages, not all in dinghies, but all in shallow waters. Places like the Venetian Lagoon, the Norfolk Broads, Windermere, various coastal passages. There's lots of photographs, it's in full colour. There's drawings and paintings, and I think you'll like it. But boy, it's taken a lot of time, and basically I've been sitting here writing and editing and doing drawings and not doing any videos. It's been so long, you've probably forgotten what the house is like. So let's come in again and you can see how it lays itself out. We'll skip the ground floor, which are just workrooms, and go straight upstairs. This room I'm very happy with. but this is about the only room that's nearly finished, and even here the lights don't work, there's just wires hanging from the ceiling. But I've been living in this house really now for 6 months, and it's it's doing all right. Oh. I think we need to get something sorted out, really. I just want to say something about modern minimalism, because everyone's decided that that's what you do. You do a kitchen and you hide everything behind cupboards. And this might seem to be a great revolution in contemporary thought, but it's actually a revival of traditional Japanese architecture, because in Japan they have these rooms in medieval Japan, and they had lots of cupboards. They would have lots of mats on the floor, and everyone would sit on the floor. People in Japan still actually live like this, but the point is, it's been going a long time, and it's not particularly modern. It's a revival basically of medieval Japanese architecture. Nothing wrong with that, but let's not get it into our heads that there's any necessity to live like that. And in my view, there's actually quite a lot to be said for having visual interest in your house. And you can do that with just decoration, which is what people would have done in Victorian times, lots of knickknacks. Or you can have real things that you really use and have them on display so you can see them, so you can find them. And this is the way I prefer to have a kitchen. So this is how my kitchen is. Everything is out there on display, and it is a working place. And the interesting thing is that this is how commercial kitchens are organised. If you go in a restaurant, you won't find everything hidden away in cupboards. For one thing, it's actually a bit insanitary, but for another thing, you can never find anything. So everything is there where you can find it, and that is how my kitchen is. You don't all need to live like this, but it is the way I prefer to live. And I also just want everyone to realise that minimalism is not necessarily the only way to live. I just want to say that. After camping in this house for so long, it's amazing just to have hot water. Look at that! Look at that! It's just... You turn on a tap and it comes out. Just extraordinary. I'm using this temporary hot plate, which is just connected up to lots of wires that are trailed all over everywhere, because none of the electricity in this kitchen is yet properly connected up. All part of the scene of basically camping in this house. Where I had got to just before I did my legging was the shower room. So this is on the first floor. There will be a bathroom on the top floor as well, but this is being done first. And here, look, there is a WC plumbed into the mains, and there is also the little hand wash basin. Yeah, water comes out of the tap, the toilet flushes, that all works. It is all amazing. There is also going to be a shower, but that's not finished yet. This is, you know, we just got to this point, and I was an invalid suddenly. But I did start filming the work on this room. So I think what we'll do is go back in time in this video, and you can see a little bit of the work on that, and then we'll bring it up to date at the end, if that's all right with you. French call this a ballon. What it is a hot water cylinder with a heat pump above, and that's why they put the pipes through the wall, because it's going to suck air from outside and take the heat out of it and put it into the hot water. And eventually it's all going to be plumbed into all these pipes, but as you can see, that hasn't happened yet. So at the moment we still don't have hot water, but slowly we get to a point where this house is actually habitable. So this is a raised floor in this shower room, so that all the pipe work could run underneath it, but I want to insulate it from the rooms around, really for sound. I'm using a mixture of insulation here, some rock wool. This white stuff is basically hemp, and there is also some brown wood fibre as well. I had all this insulation already delivered mainly for use in the roof, and so I'm using it here. The floor space is 150 mil, so I need to fill that. Cut the floorboards to length. These should fit. The floorboards are screwed into the T&G jointing so that the screws are not visible in the final floor. Back upstairs, work continues on the kitchen, which you may remember is built mainly from standard IKEA shelving components and not from kitchen units at all, basically because I don't like kitchen units. These are, however, IKEA draining racks. And I'm having the usual struggle with Phillips screw heads. It's such a dreadful technology compared to Torx. This is the Rue Cartier-Maitre Guillou Observatory. The trick here, of course, is not to look straight into the sun with your eyes, but to use the one optic of the binoculars and then screen off the all the light around so that you get a dark patch that you can see the projected sun in. But yeah, it's not terribly straightforward. It'd be nice if we could hold it still. As the ceiling is open in the main living room, the lights are going to be fixed to timber channels to take the electric cables. Of course, we all love IKEA, but we really hate their sticky labels. Why do they do it? So there are the lights screwed to the battens, but not, of course, yet wired in, because we can't live in that sort of civilization yet. And now back to work in the shower room, where the walls are being covered in oriented strand board, because I have an antipathy to plasterboard and cement boards. That basically brings us up to date. The shower room, as you can see, still doesn't have a ceiling. There's still all sorts of wiring draping around that isn't going anywhere. And the shower itself is in the corner with walls painted with the black bituminous. What's going to happen here is I am going to avoid tiling, because tiling is just, oh God. If you're an architect, tiling is one of your nightmares, because your client always chooses the tiling at the very last minute, and then there's the problem of getting it, and then the builder breaks some tiles, and there's the problem of getting replacements. It's just always a nightmare. So instead of tiling, we're going to use something else, which is in here, what is currently a workroom. And these are wall panels. They're covered in protective material, so you can't see what they look like, but they will cover both walls of the shower, and they go in one piece, and you seal them round with silicone mastic, and they just go in really quickly, and they really work, and they are the future. They are the future of showers, and tiling is just a pain, so we're not having tiling. But for all that, you're going to have to wait, I'm afraid, to the next video, because this one's already long enough. What I think we ought to do now is go down onto the quayside and just have a coffee. Yes, well, this is the nice thing about living in a little fishing port, just being a short walk away from the quayside, where you can sit and reflect upon life and have a coffee and look at the bobbing fishing boats. You really can't beat it, in my view, and that's the advantage of a little town. This is one of the older streets in Douarnenez, incidentally.
Where you're going, you can rest your head. Where you're going, brightness looks big. Where you're going, truth cannot be hid. something, be the star. You gotta get going.